Hey guys, this is Matt for Creative. Today's video is going to be on Super73, and it's going to be based around their customer service. So I've had now 3 different Super73 bikes, 2 S1s, and then finally the S2 that I have right here. Hi Ninja, do you want to play? There you go. And it's been a roller coaster of up and downs. But I'm really happy that I've stuck with this company. They've done so much in terms of just if something goes wrong, they'd immediately fix it. And for the first few times, I didn't even have to say anything. I just had no issue whatsoever. I was able just to go speak to a rep and they immediately got that problem solved. So I was very happy with that. But let's go down a rundown of my experiences here with Super73. Now, I first picked up my S1 in December of 2021, and here we are in late August of 2022. So with that, I've been off and on having these bikes, and it's really helped out. Just as a background, I live in New York City, and this city has completely changed for when I got this bike. I've had a fixie bike for the longest time. I had a racing bike before that was stolen, and I've had skateboards too. But this electric bike has just changed everything. I also have ridden city bikes, the regular and the electric, and it's kind of like I went from fixie bike to city electric bike because they're more prevalent, and now to this. It was just kind of like this slow trend upward. So maybe if you're not ready to get one immediately, if you move to New York City or wherever you are, working up, it definitely is an option as well. Even though looking back on it, I wish I would have gotten it from day one. I think it would have expanded my outreach so much more than it was. But anyway, going back to the fact of Super73's customer service. All right, let's point out one issue that I did have early on. And that was an issue with battery. It seems like I had a faulty battery from the get-go, because on the S1 I believe you're supposed to get about 20 miles, and here I was getting maybe about 5 miles, and then it was already showing half. So it definitely wasn't doing as best as it possibly could. And I even said, and I reached out to them, not asking for a new battery, not asking for a new bike or anything. I asked, guys, is there a way that I can buy another S1 battery? Now, if you know anything about the Super73's, the S1 battery, you pretty much cannot purchase this outside of something maybe being a warranty repair, or you getting it on a new bike, or maybe you have to go to the third market. So that's a little disappointing. And honestly, that is disappointing, because I'd like to have battery backups for everything, every single thing I have. Like all my cameras have multiple batteries. My phones have battery packs and chargers. I have literally destroy and use up all the batteries that I have, and then I need something else. Oh, sorry, baby. So with that, I would have loved to have a battery from the get-go. But they told me, hey, you're only getting 5, and you're supposed to be getting about 20 miles per, I almost said gallon, miles per charge, and I wasn't getting that. So they said, hey, I tell you what, you send us back that battery, we'll send you a new battery. So for a little bit, didn't have the battery, and that was annoying to say the least, but they were sending me the new one. Second battery was about the same. It kind of worked for a day or so, but then it kind of just went back in that groove. So we came, or I guess they even came to the conclusion, hey, send the entire bike back, and we're gonna send you a brand new one. And I was like, that's amazing. That is really good. So I had to wait around. You send it back, and then once they receive it, they send you a brand new bike. So I was without a bike for about 2 weeks, and after having and riding a bike like this all the time, it feels different. Like you honestly do feel it, and yeah, I kind of wish that I had it the entire time, but hey, I was getting a brand new bike. So I was really happy with it. I got all my stuff back on the bike. I still only had that one battery, and I was looking for a little bit more, so I asked, and I purchased a, what do you call it, the fast charging battery packs, and that really did help as well. But then there became one issue, which for me is the one main issue that I've had with Super73, and I'm going to say it's probably going to be my experience. Now, if you've had your same experience with this, please let me know in the comment section below. This is just something that I had an issue with 2 times. And it is the front headlight on a S1. The S2, it is better. Not entirely stable, but is much, much better and better weighted on it. But the problem is with the S1, let's see if I can actually kind of describe this. Let's say this is the headlight. And it almost is kind of like bulbous and shaped like this, where it has 2 prongs that go out here, and you drive a stick through it. Now the problem is, those prongs are plastic, the same as the shell of this, of the headlight. And that became such an issue that tighten it too little would allow the headlight to flop down. And it would continue loosening, and it would go up and down, and it would just be an issue. I'm not the only person who's had that issue. But because either the way that I may have over-tightened it just to get it from swaying back and forth, but to actually have it fixed and able to be upright, it had to be extremely tight. And the issue is there are no suspensions or anything on the S1. And while I don't go off-roading, I don't do a lot of things, I ride regularly on the streets of New York. The prongs simply broke off the camera, and it just dangled there. So that was the first issue I had with the headlight. And that was pretty early on the first model. And they said, yeah, we're going to send you a brand new one. They sent me one within less than a week, and I had the brand new light. I installed it, and that seemed to be fine. Now, cut forward a little bit to maybe about a month ago, that same issue happened again. And it was not like I hit a giant pothole and caused it to crack, but the headlight broke off from those prongs again, and this time did not dangle on the electrical cord because it's integrated into the bike. It pulled off that cord. It didn't snap the wire, but it kind of just separated from that and went under the bike. And for me, it caused an accident. And it was just something that I was not happy about whatsoever. So in plain text, I mentioned what happened, what I believe was the issue with it, and we came to the agreement that they were going to swap out that bike. And not for the S1, not for another S1, because it seems like I may have just had a run of bad luck with maybe the battery, the light, and whatever else was going on. But they said, okay, if you pay the difference, we will send you the S2. And I said, yep, I will do that. I did my research. I've heard that there are some issues with the S1, and I kind of wanted to move away from that. Although, if I were to still recommend it, would I recommend something at that price point around $2,000? I think so, yes. I think I really would say that it is a bike that, if you know what you're doing with it, and if you don't have huge expectations about the miles per charge, because I'd like to try to go a little bit further. That was my first kind of caveat. That's what led me to get the fast charger. But I think it is an amazing bike. I got really a lot of compliments on it. I was very happy with that bike. And again, if that is the one that you want to choose, I would say go for it. There is also another cheaper one than that, the Z series, and that may be your option as well. But just kind of like, I think at the minimum the S1 is what people should get. But for me, fortunate enough as I am, I had the money to upgrade to the S2, which I believe goes for about $3,000 right now. And so far, I have not had any issues. The battery holds a longer charge. The charger that I had, fast charger, works on this one, so I didn't have to kind of like upgrade outside of that. I didn't have to throw away that charger. The ports are always going to be the same, so that's happy. And at times, they still do sell the battery that works on the S2, the R, and the RX. So if you do want to have more than one battery, you can get it. It is going to be expensive, about $1,000, but again, if you want to have multiple batteries, you can do that, and you can just kind of work with it. But for me, this is really, really about the responsiveness. I can't even talk right now. I think I'm dehydrated. It's about the responsiveness of this team, and it's not just one single person. Because maybe you could run into one great person who goes out of their way to help you, but this has been multiple people. I think the only issue that I've had is at times it's taken a little bit longer for somebody to respond than I would like, and I hawk that up to maybe they missed the message. People are going to be emailing them all the time. I've missed messages too at work and personal, and none of us are perfect human beings. But when they do, and when you kind of resend the message, they are on it. Like, they are on it so much. Some people may say this is a lot of money to pay for a bike, and of course it is. $2,000 for the first one, $3,000 for the second bike. I believe they have bikes that start at $1,500, but again, it's much less robust of a bike than the one that I have here. But it's kind of like, and I don't want to sound pretentious when I say this, but this is my only experience with something that was high-end before this. I have an iPhone. I have stuff that really doesn't tie me back to another company other than about 10 years ago, I had a Louis Vuitton wallet. And it was just kind of like a card case wallet, almost very similar to this. And it was expensive, and it was just something that I wanted just as a style piece. And I was paying that price just for the name. I had an issue where the seam split, and immediately I took it back. There's like, hey, we'll swap that out. We're gonna take care of that for you right now. No questions asked. And this really, when I was dealing with SUPER73’s customer service, that reminded me and put me back there where they really helped out. They really went out of their way to get what I needed as an issue done. And this was still about, I guess I had my last issue, what is it, 7 months after I originally purchased this bike, and I was still able to swap out that bike. Not saying that everybody's experience is going to be the same. This is my experience with this company. This is the way that I worded things to them, and they saw it and took it in a way where that just made sense to do it for all parties combined. So I've been very happy with this customer service, and again, it adds to the value that you pay for something like this. When you're paying thousands of dollars for something, you want it to work out. And again, so far, with the current S2 that I have, can you even see it? It's this right here. It's all blurry. I've had not really that much of an issue at all. I've had no reason yet to contact customer service, but I assume from if and when I do, I will have the same experience. Now, things can always change. A company can change their values. They can change the way that they handle their customers, and that's entirely up to them. You're purchasing from that company at this point. Again, that company may change. They may change entirely. So for me, this is my experience that I've had with SUPER73’s customer service from December of 2021 now up to August of 2022. And it's just been chef's kiss. It's been really, really good, and it's something that I do recommend. Guys, if you have any questions about my experience with SUPER73’s customer service, if you have any questions on how to get in touch with them, of course, look at their website first. Make sure your bike is registered. Make sure that you can give them all the information that you have. And for me, I think the easiest thing was I purchased directly from their website. I know that they sell them, I believe even at Best Buy. There is a store that I would trust here in New York City called Last Mile. If you really want to kind of like handle your bike first without buying blindly online, I'd recommend going there and even purchasing from them, because I've purchased stuff from them and I've been very, very happy with it. But I really am happy when I purchase things on the website. I think it's been with SUPER73, Apple, and Louis Vuitton. And those are the companies that kind of really, when you purchase directly from them, they're allowed and they're able to give you more help than you would where if you bought it from a Best Buy or a third-party reseller or retailer. So that's my recommendation on this. Direct with the company as much as you possibly can. But again, guys, questions, comments, anything, I'll be putting out videos on the new S2 when I use a little bit more, even though I have been using it here. I've been very happy with it. But guys, comments, questions, everything down there. Don't forget I'm on Instagram at M8B9. You can email me at matt8b9@gmail.com. Thank you so much for watching, guys. And I will see you next time, and be safe if you're riding one of these or any bikes. And I'll see you next time.